Hi there, it is just you and me as we go to Goodwill. The very first thing that I spied right away on a bottom shelf was this ceramic ginger jar. Now, I think that this is a a ginger jar or a kimchi jar. It is missing a bowl. A smaller cereal-looking bowl would have gone on top of that lid right there to seal it with some water. I did find other ones that were marked made in the People's Republic of China, so I do believe this does have some age to it. It is glazed on the inside, and the underside of the lid is also glazed. So the new owner will have to use it up to their discretion if they want to use it for food, but to me that's what it looks like. It looks like a ginger jar, or you could use it to keep your kimchi in, or something else that you would have to get out with tongs, because the opening where I'm going to lift off the lid here is very small. I couldn't even get my hand in there. So I thought it was very pretty. I like the style of it, and so that was the very first thing that went in my cart. We are having unusually warm weather here in central Pennsylvania, so I am sitting next to an open window. So if you hear some outside sounds, that is why. There's a nice breeze going in, and I can't help but sit near the window. I thought this was pretty, but I thought it was a little high priced for just one plate, so I left it there. I always try to look at anything they put in a bag, especially a doll, to see if that is worth something extra special or interesting. I read it and decided to leave it there. I think it was a 10,000 Villages or something along there, a fair trade item. So I put that back on the shelf before checking out this craft kit that was for making teddy bears. But I didn't really see anything on the end cap here. This was filmed before Halloween, so they did have some Halloween items. But just looking around and seeing what things are, you never know. Something might be turned around and you didn't see it at first glance. So you have to pick it up and check it out. Moving on to the white section, this angel was marked made in, I think, the Philippines, or it was some other country, Malaysia. I apologize, I didn't see who made it. But it was cute, but I did leave that there. The white section in this store, I tend to have to really kind of look in the back and down low, because I have found some hidden treasures in this section here. I believe these were reproduction metal signs. They weren't old originals, so those got left on the shelf. $3.99 a piece. So those stayed on the shelf, and I kept looking. So making sure they wouldn't fall. There was only one of these. It was plastic, probably a Homeco or a home interiors piece. I was looking to see if it was marked made in the USA, but there was only one there, so I did leave that there. I would think you'd have to put decorative candles. You couldn't, certainly, I wouldn't want to put a lit candle on a plastic holder on my wall. That seems a little dangerous. These salt and pepper shakers were cute, but I decided to leave those for somebody else. Someone has mentioned before that they wish I had picked up this lipstick holder. It does kind of look like a lipstick holder, but when I turned it over, it seemed so brand new and shiny that that's why I've left it on the shelf. I did find a vintage lipstick holder at an auction, so I do have that one currently for sale in my store. It's more of a Hollywood Regency style. I always like to look at the signatures on art pottery to see if I recognize any of the names, like Bill Campbell, Eldrith. There's another one, when I see it, I recognize it. It's a local potter around here, but I didn't really recognize this one, and the design was okay, so I left it on the shelf. There was this big bag of, I think it was for a train set or something like that. They were very small, but they had them all jumbled up in this bag, and I could tell that some of the pieces were already broken. They were really small pieces. The bag was $12.99, so even though I know train stuff does sell well, I did leave that on the shelf because of the breakage and the high cost. I thought this green salad bowl was really pretty. It was neat how it was green on the outside and then just the plain wood on the inside. And then there was this juice, lemon juice, but it was missing the lid. So even though I like the vintage graphics of it, I did leave that on the shelf as well. Pottery Barn or something. Pretty good cake too. Some barbecue sauce for $2.99. What's this bowl? That's just a bowl. $2.99. Cards. These sell pretty well, but it's kind of scratch. It has lots of surface scratches on it, and it's missing a straw. Let's stay there. These are cute though. There's heart ones. Another Starbucks. It probably goes over a bottle or something with that cover, or a candle. Little hearts. All right, I'm back with the voiceover. Sometimes when I switch back and forth, the voiceover, of course, is going to be louder than the in-store, especially if I'm by myself and not talking very loud. But I think that you guys don't mind taking a break from me yammering at you. These were edible arrangements. They had a big chip on them. It looks like they're going to fall off the shelf. Don't worry. I'm going to break away here and push them back so they were safe. This was just a little flower votive holder, and so I left that there. I thought this was interesting. It was in the way. It's glass, so I did put it on the bottom shelf because I was afraid it would fall. These were all hand crocheted washcloths. I used to make a ton of these back in the day. This was a good deal for someone who needed some handmade washcloths because they had them all bundled together. Here was a box of vintage dominoes. I wish it had a name on it. It didn't. It just said dominoes. If it had the name, I would have looked it up. I think it was marked made in China, so that made me decide to leave it there. I tend to not pick up things that are made in China because they're usually more mass produced. I do like the things that are made in Japan because I feel that those are older pieces. Of course, there is an exception to every rule. I will pick up a scarf at the end of this video that is made in China because I think it is so pretty. So some people have mentioned, why don't you pick up things made in China? I do, but I just tend not to gravitate towards them. Here's a look at the shelves on the blue section. I thought that purple mug was pretty, but there was just one of them, so that also stayed on the shelf. While we're looking at the blue section, I just want to remind you that I have a limited merch campaign running until November 15th, 2022. The link is in the description of this video, and I also have permanently opened up the original Flying Pig Thrifts merch, and the link to that is also in the description of this video. My cousin who has the spoon business, they just had twins, so they are temporarily putting their Etsy store on hold, but I'm also putting the link to their store there because you can be emailed when they do open the store back up once they kind of get into the swing of things with their new babies. I hope you check out their store on Etsy and of course my merch on Bonfire. Oh, here's some tight. It is $3.99. The base. It's cute. That's $1.99. Oh, here says TARDIS. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that is fun. Oh, look at that. It's a police box. That's neat. Look at the police box. Creamer and sugar, $6.99. And it's a secret who made it. It's pretty though. Is it a jacket? I'm not sure what that is. Here's another thing. Giant vase. $10. Cup. Starbucks. That's plastic. Some vegetables. There you go. That is $1.99. It's fine. It's neat though. Oh, I've sold something like this. I like the bowl. What should I get? The ship or the bowl? Alright, I'll get the bowl. It's $20.99. What is it? Oh, they're horseshoes. Wow. There are these canisters here. That's pretty. $3.99. What does that say? It says Wheaton, New Jersey on the bottom. And so does that one. They're $3.99. They are really heavy. I'll look those up though. Let's see. Hold on. Right here. Oh. Dropped you. They're really nice shape. Incense. Plate. I thought that these were neat. They were marked NC France 1994. They're little ceramic or porcelain Ramekins. The one on the bottom did have a crack on it. The one with the lid is in perfect condition, so I only have one to sell. But they reminded me of this, one of my favorite YouTube channels at the moment is called The Anti-Chef. He is working his way through the Julia Child's cookbook, and it's very entertaining and kind of gives you encouragement to try new foods and fancier foods. So he has dishware that or cookware that looks like that. So that's the main reason why I picked up that little ramekin. Plus, with the holidays coming up, I thought the green would look nice on a table with some kind of dip or yumminess inside of it. So the white section I always leave for last whenever I go to this Goodwill. I thought this cookie jar was super duper cute, had some chips on it. It was so big, and I don't really like shipping cookie jars, and especially one this large. And I say that, and I was just given a cookie jar to sell. But wait till you see the cookie jar that I have to sell. It's super, super, super cute. And Valerie, thank you so much for giving it to me. I will make an exception for that because that one wasn't as ginormous as this giant rabbit cookie jar. Like I said, there's always an exception to every rule. I looked in the kind of lamp area, and they had these two lamps that were obviously lighthouses. I believe this is the Cape May Lighthouse in Cape May, New Jersey. But they had them attached to this wooden platform where they made the light. So it was like they had a light, but then you could probably turn on the light for the lighthouse. See what I mean? See how they were attached? And then there was another one. I'm going to show that to you. I was trying to figure out, can I just take the lighthouse off this lamp base? See, there's that one. And I promise you there's another one. Because I've sold this one. I used to actually have that lighthouse because I got engaged at the Cape May Lighthouse. And then there's this one. I don't know what lighthouse this is. I probably could have looked on the tag. But it's like they took the lighthouses and made them into lamps. And the price was right. It was $4.99, but I just didn't want to bother with having to bring them home and take them out and make sure they worked. So I did leave those on the shelf, and they were gone the next time I went into this Goodwill. So if I would find the lighthouses not attached to a lamp base, I definitely would have picked those up if they were in good shape. Picture. Okay. That's pretty. Ooh, that keyboard. How much is that keyboard? That's neat. It is $24.99 for the keyboard. Our reproductionist breadboard. $9.99 for the breadboard. Leatherette Seine wood wall plaque. What's that look like? Oops. That's neat. Broke off. I don't think I'm gonna get it, but it's neat, still neat though. What's this? That's neat. $3.99. They were restocking, and at the very bottom I saw this sugar bowl, and it was marked made in Japan, and it has a really nice kind of a horseshoe shaped design of holly and berries on it. And I had just sold my Christmas sugar and creamer that had holly and berries on it, so that is why I decided to pick that up. I'm actually talking to another person, that's why I paused there. If you're wondering, why aren't you moving? So isn't that pretty? It's kind of a horseshoe shaped. I thought it was very nice. So a little creamer and sugar just in time for the holidays. So I decided to pick that up, and I thought this shirt was really funny. And then I was looking in the clear glass section. I have this for sale. This is missing a lid. It has a plastic lid that you can grow seeds in. And looking, because here in the clear glass section, this is another place where, you know, really nice things could be hidden on the shelf. You just have to look. They have moved their scarves to a really nice display. And so this one caught my attention. It's 100% silk. Isn't that pretty? It's from the Smithsonian Institution. It's from 1995. This one is from 1984. This is also 100% silk. This is from the art museums in San Francisco. It's a Frank Lloyd Wright. It's really silky, as you can tell. It's slipping around on me. This was originally also made in Japan. Aren't those pretty? I just thought they were really, really pretty. And then I knew this was Frank Lloyd Wright, and then at the very last I saw the maker of where they sold it. And then I also picked up, this is made in China. This is rayon and silk. I really like the design on it. It has a nice texture design on one side, nice fall colors, almost kind of a tie-dyed effect or an ombre effect. So I decided to get those 3 scarves, looking to see if there's anything else, kind of vintage scarves. Wasn't really finding anything. And then that pink one, I'm going to take this one. All right, let's see. This pink one, nope, it was tangled. This pink one, I felt this was also vintage, but when I got it off the display rack, it had some pulling to it. As you can see, I'm going to open it up and show you. There was some pulling right there, and I was afraid if I pulled it, it would make a hole. So I did leave the pink one but decided to keep the other 3 that I had originally picked up. We're going to wrap up our trip to Goodwill by looking at the purses. I really don't know what I'm looking for. It's mostly what catches my eye. I've learned some brand names by shopping with Jocelyn because she knows brand names of purses. But for the most part, I just look to see if there's anything cool that I like. The last time I saw a purse that I thought was really cool was made by Bath Body and Beyond Lotions and Potion Store. So I don't really know a lot about purses. Here's everything else that I picked up on this trip today. You saw me pick up all this stuff in the video today. Thank you so much for watching this video and coming shopping with me. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see ya.